So the Dalai Lama is a massive creep. I was going to call him something else, but I don't think I could particularly. Yeah.
That's accurate. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yep.
I won't lie. When you said there was something about the Dalai Lama, that's not where I thought this was going.
Mate, honestly, when I saw the headline for it, which I'll tell you in a minute, we'll ready you up for it.
Yeah.
But when I saw the headline for it, I went, this can't be real. This has to. I actually checked to see if it was a parody. I couldn't actually believe if it was a real thing.
And then it is real.
It is real, and there's a video of it and everything. I couldn't fucking believe it. All right. I want you to try and guess. What do you think maybe we're talking about?
I don't know. If he's a creep, the thing that comes to my mind is just like perviness, right? Like, you know, I don't know. The first thing that went to my mind is an upskirt. Like, that's what I thought.
Oh, right. Okay.
I
Okay, yeah, an upskirt.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
That's not bad.
I don't know. It's just
It is bad, but that's not a bad guess. I mean,
like a public figure doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not good. You call him a creep for that? I don't know.
Okay, so we're going to tell you.
Okay.
Dalai Lama on video with a crowd, specifically with a crowd who was cheering it on, kissed a young boy. It's not the worst thing. And then proceeded to ask him, or even tell him, to suck his tongue.
Where was the kiss?
On the lips.
wait, is the tongue thing not bothering you?
No, I just...
The worst thing about all that is the kiss.
No. No. I mean, it's like the escalation makes more like I wanted to double check because if it's a kiss on the lips and then suck my tongue, that's a leap.
It's a leap.
and a crowd cheered this.
Yep. They encouraged him on, and it was really uncomfortable to watch.
The tongue bit didn't happen, right?
It did happen.
It did.
It looked like the kid was going to do it. I can't remember how the video
It was kind of hard to see. I'm gonna play the video soon, but like it's kind of hard to see because it's somebody. So the only reason this was picked up is somebody's recording him in the distance.
I've only seen
doing it.
I've only seen it blurred. I think I saw it on Philip DeFranco and he blurred it.
I saw the actual thing
okay.
on the day of it because I think it was in Twitter or something, but I couldn't find that version again. I think it's like been deleted, but it's only the blurred version I've seen since.
I wish it was the upskirt. Like
that's words I did not expect to hear today.
Like, I don't even have words for it. Why?
I know. I actually can't believe it.
His response was that he likes to like tease people.
Yeah.
But that's I don't understand how it's teasing.
When he says, okay, so when normal people want to say teasing, it's like, haha, poke
Got your
fun.
nose.
I think he means teasing like, I want to
Oh, no. I knew where that was going.
He's edging him.
I don't even.
Don't worry, Stan. I wish it was an upskirt as well, because that would be so much better than what has actually happened.
I just.
Yeah. You okay?
This is not where I thought it was gonna go. I didn't even think it was gonna be a creep thing. I just thought something interesting news-wise happened, but no.
Stan came in earlier and I went, we're going to talk about the Dalai Lama thing later. And he went, oh, what is that? And I went, have you not seen it? He went, oh, no. I went, wait, just wait. So he's had this playing like, oh, I wonder what he's done. Maybe he's done something good, maybe bad.
I thought it was positive, not him trying to not have a kid suck his tongue. It's like,
do you think it would be less weird if you sucked a kid's tongue?
I think it'd be worse.
Yeah.
No, it would definitely be worse.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a really disgusting thing we're talking about,
Yeah.
but it's just really.
It's so bizarre and out there that
Yep.
you can't help but sort of laugh at it.
I know. It's
Yeah.
one of those where if you don't laugh about the situation, you'd just be like, what the fuck? Because so far, there's nothing that's been done about it. He's just come out saying that he was just teasing him, you know, it was just a jokey sort of thing. But yeah.
So bizarre to do it in front of a crowd.
They cheered. They cheered it on.
They will. I'll put the video on now so that we can do it. I'm gonna leave the camera on you to see your actual reaction of it as well.
That's ridiculous, man. Oh, he lifts the chin.
How fucking horrible is that, though?
I don't think he tapped the tongue at least.
Yep.
But
Like,
Christ.
that kid is. Mate. That actual shot of it is horrendous.
It's fucking grim.
Why?
It's horrible. Actually, a horrible situation. And he looks like he's, what, 6, 7, 8, something like that?
Very young. Very young.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. Look, I'm basically uneducated, so I don't know what religion he's a part of. I think he's like a Buddhist or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe nobody's, like, there's no outcry, there's nothing like that.
At least the
at all.
cheers were a lot less vocal after when he said that.
Yeah.
Because they were
Just
cheering
people-
at first, and then there was this one guy in the crowd going, woo!
That guy needs to be on a list.
It's like, to begin with as well, like, it was fairly quiet, so I couldn't tell necessarily what he was saying, but the suck the
Yeah.
tongue was very audible.
He knew what he wanted.
True.
I just,
He knew what he wanted and he went for it. It's just unfortunate he was a child. Like, it's fucking horrendous. It's actually horrendous. Do you want to have better news?
I'd like better news.
Yeah? Okay, so there's... we're going to go through a roller coaster of it, yeah. So one of the other things, which is a lot funnier, much funnier, actually, is in Dubai, they are making a skyscraper, the biggest skyscraper around,
I think
Yeah, I
I think I might have seen this.
the most expensive one around, that looks almost exactly like a cock,
A golden cock.
a golden cock.
What a flex.
A diamond. I read it and it said a diamond and golden leaf encrusted. Every square inch of it, of the outside, is going to have diamonds and this gold leaf encrusted all the way around it.
They just
Why?
Do they just call it a skyscraper?
It's not the weirdest thing. It's not the weirdest thing. They call it a pleasure palace, I think it was called.
Well,
So
okay. Well,
being shaped like a cock is intentional.
Is-
I think so. So let me just...
that makes it less funny.
What a flex though to be like as a you know, a country being like, we are the host to the biggest cock in the world. What a flex.
Ready, start.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Actually,
wait. Is there a thing right on the tip as well?
yeah, like poking out of the top.
Oh my word.
I know. And so it's not the weirdest thing. I was reading about it. So it's the local media is calling it the Tower of Pleasure.
Oh.
Yeah, which is a fancy name. They defined it as a gold-plated, diamond-encrusted behemoth, which is also incredible. Each, as I said, each square inch of the exterior to be adorned with gold leaves and diamonds. And this is the weirdest part. So it's somewhere people can live in, I think. And it says the building is designed to vibrate gently to give the residents a unique living experience.
That doesn't.
Why can I only find one website about this?
I don't know. It was one of those where I saw it and I thought this has to be a parody.
It doesn't sound real.
But it's still around. I didn't find anywhere that said that it was
It just doesn't sound real.
not that it was a parody. I guess it's kind of a point now where Dubai does so much wild shit that something like this doesn't faze me. I'm like, yep, okay, that's true.
That's a lot of resources just to make a cock.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of amazing, I think, personally.
I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. I mean, why not?
Well, this isn't. I didn't look this up, but this is something I heard before. But they're making I think it's like a city that's like really
Oh, the
long.
really thin one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like really thin and long. I forgot how long it was, but they're full of wild shit, and they've got the money to do it. So
That one seemed really, really interesting.
Yeah.
But now we're on to penis.
yeah,
so-
exactly. Yeah,
it's like-
mate, it's the duality of man, isn't it? It's like really interesting, thin city almost. Diamond across the penis.
I'm really, really sure, right, that this is a satirical website.
Yeah.
I'll read you some headlines.
Okay.
Okay. Airline introduces Fight Club seating class where passengers battle for legroom and armrests.
Okay, it's got to be satire.
Whale watching cruise offers once in a lifetime opportunity to stare at ocean for hours and see absolutely nothing. Wife threatens divorce if husband doesn't stop stealing hotel towels.
Hold on, I have to double check. It's not the Onion.
It's called cooknomad.com. That's where I found the article.
Oh, okay.
And this is all satirical.
Oh my god.
Couple test positive for needing a vacation.
Okay, I think I've been got.
Backpacker who hasn't been
been
backpacker who's been traveling for 30 years still hasn't found himself.
that I could actually almost believe is a real article.
This one I could believe. Influencer accidentally posts unedited photo, loses 10,000 followers.
Yeah, that sounds like something real. Holy shit.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh my god. I wish it was real though.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have been a dead giveaway that it was called the Tower of Pleasure and was a cock.
Well, I mean that because you said that was the name that was given by like people covering it,
Yeah.
which would make more sense.
Backpacker gets lost on the way to tourist trap, accidentally discovers authentic local culture.
Fuck. Oh god.
Well, funny though.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Woman on year-long eat, pray, love journey realizes she just likes eating.
Mate, me too. It's the best. Fucking hell.
These are better than Onion articles, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sound good. They sound like things I'd quite like to read. I mean, I actually read the article on there about the penis building. I'm bought fully into it.
It seemed believable.
It'd be hell of a
enough.
flex, though.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you could. What was it? Dubai, right? You could believe it. Isn't that the country that's doing something called the Line?
Yeah, that's what we were talking
yeah.
about. It's like a city, isn't it? That's all very straight. I can't remember anything about it. I've done this twice when I've described it, and that's basically all I.
It's very tall, very long, but very thin.
The Line is going to be a linear smart city in Saudi Arabia.
What I don't know what a smart city is.
And then the outside is going to be mirrors, right?
Yeah, to reflect the heat or something, right?
Oh.
Do mirrors get hot or do they reflect it? I forget.
I think they reflect the
They
heat.
reflect, yeah.
It's like wearing like shiny, like the shiny fucking blankets they put on people.
Is it?
That keeps the heat in.
Yeah.
It's when they've got like hypothermia and stuff. So I'd
Yeah.
assume flipping that around keeps heat out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think mirrors do that just fine. Well, that was a very quick topic dispelled.
Quite a roller coaster.
Yeah, I know. I was really surprised that we went through it.
I'm upset it's not real now.
Another of the topics that I looked at of us covering is Kaif linked it, which is of Jidion, which is a YouTuber, banned Twitch streamer, who has a warrant out for his arrest because he partook in a prank video where they essentially went into a school, like a university. It was him and another YouTuber called Dammy, who they went into. I watched the video earlier. Oh God, the way I watched it was fucking daft too. But anyway, they went into a school with a balloon, a teddy, and flowers on Valentine's Day. Went to one of the professors and professed their love to them, saying about how they, they've spent all these nights together. They've done this, done that, done that. They don't even know the woman. The woman's married as well to somebody else, and they basically refused to leave when she was telling them to leave. And after all of this whole video of them doing that, it came out afterwards that there was a warrant for their arrest for criminal trespassing. And I think it's fucking wild that, because I think I don't know if you've heard of him before, but he does these things all the time of him going into classrooms and disrupting them. He's kind of like, his whole YouTube channel is filled with stuff like that, where he'll basically just barge into a classroom and disrupt it. And I'm really surprised it's taken this long to be arrested for it.
I watched it. It was like super excessive how long he tries to confess his love to her.
It was daft, wasn't it?
Like she's going like, I'm gonna call the police. Like they're not even in the classroom anymore. I think she's outside with him, and just won't leave her alone. Like,
it was really weird to watch.
The joke ended a while ago.
The joke ended when he walked in and went, "I'm in love with you, be my Valentine." And she went, "No." That was it. That was joke ended. And they carried on and on and on, and it was daft.
Probably would have been funnier if it ended right there and then just left.
Oh, okay, all right, bye. I'm going. Yeah. How did you watch it? Did you watch it on the actual channel?
No. I don't know. I've seen it. It might have been a Twitter clip.
I saw so I looked for the video earlier. I found it on a React channel where this kid was in the top left.
Thank God for React channels.
It was awful because in the first, you can kind of tell the video isn't that interesting because in the first 3 minutes, the guy closes the video, opens up Kai Cenat's stream, and starts watching him for a little bit, and then closes it and opens up a different website, and then goes back to the video and opens that again. He was pausing it every 2 minutes, and like, oh my God, it was awful. Mate, watching React videos of stuff, if I'm just interested in the thing itself, and that's the only way of watching it, it was fucking horrible. But like, as you said, thank God. Because the video no longer exists.
Right.
Because it's been deleted from the channel. I went to because it wasn't on Jidion's channel, it was on the other guy's channel. And it's gone. I think it was uploaded like, I think it was somewhere recently. I think it was like last week it was uploaded. So they had uploaded this thing. Wait, it might be last month. All I know is that the actual warrant was put out last month. And I think it's Houston.
Yeah.
So which is obviously Texas. And the most the guy who actually did the stuff, whose channel it is, has still uploaded videos and carries on doing it. Whereas I think Jidion just has basically kind of disappeared because of it.
He did. There was a funny video of him outside a police station being like, I'm outside the police station. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Really?
Yeah. See if I can find it.
Yeah.
Because he keeps tweeting and like taking the piss.
Yeah. It's almost like pranks have kind of just like they've stopped being little funny haha things. And now they're like, hey, let's make criminal damage, you know?
I think it's been that way for a very long time, unfortunately. Yeah.
I remember, I don't know, the most when I think of pranks, I think of fucking Prank Invasion. Do you remember that guy?
Maybe. Which one? What did he do?
So he's the guy that Ethan on H3 used to cover all the time. And he would do the kissing challenges.
Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, no, I remember that.
And they were always fake. They had actresses for all of them. And he'd always be like, oh, I don't know, I'll fucking... They do like rock, paper, scissors for a kiss. They're like, he's the guy with all wristbands on him. And he's like, what up, invaders? And it just makes like a really awful video for it.
I mean, at least like faked ones, you're doing no harm to people. right?
Apart from the people who watch it.
I suppose, but like with this classroom one, it's like you're disrupting a lot. And you said they did a lot of classroom things?
This guy's, I think his brand is basically to like go into classrooms and disrupt them.
How is he able to just keep getting into schools?
I don't know.
Because like
The Dalai Lama is going to be learning off it.
end of the day, that's like it's mild, right?
Yeah.
But if you can just get on it, what stops someone who's not mild? I guess,
Yeah, true. True, actually.
I don't know.
I think they're all like universities and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not as...
It's a bit more open.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, it's even still, I don't know, man. I've never been into that stuff, the prank
It's
stuff.
weird, isn't it?
There's some little funny ones, but by the sounds of that, it just went on too long.
You'd like... I remember with pranks, you'd kind of watch them, I don't know, 10 plus years ago. And you're like, that's funny. And then it kind of died really fast.
Yeah.
The whole situation of it. I don't know. I can't even... I think certain pranks are quite funny, but I don't think the actual... Like, if it's two friends pranking each other that I know, it's funnier then. Whereas if it's just random people, I don't tend to really care.
Yeah.
Profile doesn't load anymore.
Who's? Jidion's?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
Do you
can,
think...
you can see like somebody will quote that you can see somebody's quote tweet him, right?
Mm.
And then you click on his profile and just says tweet unavailable.
Oh. Maybe his whole account is kind of... It could just be Twitter being shit.
So yeah, it is like a photo of him. He's outside Houston Police Department and he's just holding a sign that says L plus ratio. Which, to be fair, did make me laugh.
I kind of think he just has like a lot of balls to do the things he does. I think it's stupid, but I think he's just got some hefty fucking balls on him to go through all of these over and over again and somehow get away with it for the most part. But he does indeed have a warrant for his arrest in the state that he lives in. Somebody was like there was one of the comments that said, just don't go back. And he's like, I live there. I can't go back. Like, I have to. Like, what the fuck?
Like criminal trespassing. What's the worst that they're gonna do? I feel like he's just gonna get a slap on the wrist.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. It'll probably just be, I mean, they could do worse to stop other pranks, like people who are doing pranks from doing it.
I mean, somebody who was doing pranks got shot recently, so...
Wait, what the fuck? Really?
You know, you're there.
No?
I don't know much details about it, but... I mean, you can guess what happened, right? He pranking someone, being a bit too in their face. They shot him.
Fuck.
I hate to say it, but it was really only a matter of time before someone got really injured by
Yeah.
that. It's like I think when you when you try and prank random people, you're asking for trouble. Like,
I would agree, to be fair.
there are some harmless ones that I guess you could do like on the street with people like that, but the moment you make those interactions longer than maybe like a sentence, you open yourself to a lot of risk.
I think you're right. Because there was, I like a lot of the whole pranking scene of YouTube. Like I said, like 5 to 10 years ago, there was a whole thing. Do you remember there were ones where they would like go into the hood and do XYZ prank, and where they basically just start on people. They'd try and fight them, and they'd be like, okay, let's see what happens. I'm really surprised it's taken this long.
Is that not where like It's a Prank Bro came from? Like,
I think
that's
so.
a-
Yeah,
prank, bro.
yeah,
It's
it
a
was,
prank,
wasn't
bro.
it? Yeah. It was.
But according to this, I don't know what he was doing, but he was pranking the guy. It was in a mall. The guy had a knife, shot him in the stomach. The guy then put his gun on a table and just sat there waiting for the police.
Good lord.
The police are like, yeah, we're gonna charge the guy for let me see if I can find it,
Assault with a deadly weapon or something.
like causing injury, etc., malicious wounding,
No.
firearm in a building, etc. But the police were also like, the prankster's not out of the question either. Like,
That's
we're gonna
kind
charge him
of
too.
wild. Imagine, I can't understand how you live in a country where you go, this guy's pranking me, or like, is an annoyance. I'm gonna just fucking blast him. Like,
Yeah. We'd have to know what the guy did.
yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was like a prank where it looks like he's threatening someone. Sure. if he's just like, oh, got your nose.
Yeah.
You know?
Got your nose. But you'd think the threat of having a gun would stop them. Just pulling out and going, oh,
Yeah.
enough. You'd think they'd back down, but to have to actually, that guy was waiting.
That's the thing when you're a prankster. It just takes one person having a bad day and then you're shot. And, you know, just fake it. The rest of them fake it.
Safer to do so.
Oh my god!
You think that guy was making out with a girl every day?
Yeah, that's fucking prank-o-meter, yeah. Do you know Joey Salads?
The guy who drunk his own piss?
Yes, that's exactly the guy the guy who drank his own piss. He like notoriously drunk his own piss, but he would like prank all the time. He was one of the people who, it literally just pinged that. He made a car and covered it in Trump stickers when he was originally campaigning and left it in the hood.
Yeah.
But then paid people to go and destroy it so that it looked like, the hood is full of people who, you know, just want to destroy cars and shit like that. I think he came out afterwards and was like, all right, I got to apologize for that. It was a fake prank. I paid these people and did all that. And it's just, I don't know, it's fucking weird, isn't it? It's a really weird situation.
It feels like not enough thought is put into a lot of it. I don't know. But then again, like, my opinion comes from someone who would hate to walk up to someone randomly anyway.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
also I'd hate to have someone walk up to me. So it's like I also understand not wanting to be interfered with a prank. Like I you know those people that hand out like flyers and things.
Yeah.
I know they're just doing their job or whatever, trying to hand them out. But it's like I got to avoid that. Don't want the interaction. Don't want it.
That's fair.
It's like I don't know. I know from every side, I'm not a fan of it. I guess.
Oh god, the amount of those people who like, it's sad as well because you avoid it, but I tried to anyway, let them down gently. I'm just like, I'm not interested. But as soon as you engage with them, they're straight away like trying to sound like, I'll bring you in. You've engaged with me, so we're locked in. I'm going for it. But I think that's a lot of people who sell stuff on the street. Because you used to do like internet, didn't you? And have to do a similar sort of thing, didn't you? Because I remember you saying about it. It was here, was it? Not here, but like in.
It was all over the place.
Oh, was it? I know you went to like door to door and stuff, but I seem to remember you'd have to like stand in place and like try and get people as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the people like, you know, when you say you're not interested and they keep trying, that's a shit salesperson.
Yeah.
Like to be good, you have to gauge who's just not interested straight away. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
It makes sense.
Like if you're being an annoyance, then you're probably not going to last.
I guess that makes sense. Is that it kind of shows a bit of desperation, doesn't it? When you when they're trying over and over again, because the person's just gonna take it and go, oh yeah, I'll buy something off you, and then throw it away straight away.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were good, you'd literally find people quick who were actually interested. And, you know, if you're just keeping people in spot for ages, for like 10 minutes, talking them through it for them to go, yeah, no thanks, then
You basically just
an
wasted
idiot.
your time then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Stan, if somebody approached you, would you just be like, well, and then leave?
Well, you see, you get an eye line of them to begin with. You see where they are. And
is this your plan on how to avoid them?
well, most recently, I went to London, and in the train station, they have quite a few people handing out stuff, and you just like either you walk with someone else who's closer to them, like you just walk just sort of right by, or you go and they're not looking. Oh,
wait, so you plan it out when you go past these people?
Stan's got a plan. He's like planning out his exit strategy to get out of a fucking store without getting stopped by a salesperson.
Good God.
I'm like, nope.
yeah, I just see a door. I just wherever fucking beeline to it.
To be fair, what helps in this specific situation, but not in others, is that turns out I really do need my glasses. So I pretend to not see them. I can't really see them. I can vaguely see that they're handing out flyers.
Hell yeah, blank them, baby.
Do you take off your glasses and then just walk by?
I forgot to take my glasses to London, but it worked out.
You've got your glasses on and you're like, yeah, I can't see you. Bye.
But I mean, I used to. I'm just terrible at interaction in general. When I used to walk home from school, I look down the road and I see someone else walking my way. It's like, all right, off to you. I'm gonna walk on the other side of the road now.
Yeah.
And swap back once they've left. I don't know. I don't like walking past people on the road, and I don't like so that stuff. I'm just very awkward.
No, that's fair. You do have like some form of, well, just anxiety in those situations, so it makes sense to avoid it. Because it's better than putting yourself in that situation and then just feeling really shit about it afterwards as well. So yeah, it makes sense.
To be fair, the roads were quite like the pavement was quite thin as well, and it's like I don't want to budge them. I don't want, but it was very irrational. You shouldn't have to cross the road if there's someone else coming your way, especially if they're also wearing school clothes. It's not like they're looking shady.
Do you cross the street still if a school kid's come to you?
I haven't walked many roads in very long.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, most recently it was my trip to London, but my dad was with me, so I was just walking with him. So
That makes sense.
it's more.
So you've, I guess, on the topic as well, because you've recently moved. I'm not gonna say where or anything like that.
Of course
not. You've recently moved, which is
As of yesterday, I'm still unpacking. By the time this comes out, hopefully, I'm done unpacking. should be fine. But yeah, no, I'm here now. For hopefully a good while. I mean, provided I'm able to earn what I need to earn to stay.
yeah, definitely.
But it should hopefully mean bigger and better streams. I can be on this. I can do more group streams like what was the game we played?
Like
Devil in Me.
that's the one.
Because we got that new one will come out eventually, and I think you guys are going back through
The
them, right?
space one.
Yeah, no, I'd look forward to doing more of that. Just all sorts of things I'm looking forward to doing here, but still a lot of stuff to, I guess, unpack physically and I guess emotionally too.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
like I mentioned it to Sam when I got in, but like I friggin' missed my pets. Like
yeah.
I was really, really hard. My sister sent me a picture, a few hours after we had left, and my cat had already decided to sit on my old mattress, and just
Cute.
sleep there. And like, I think that's the hardest part about it. It's like, I said to my parents, we can call, we can FaceTime, whatever, but I can't pet my cat, can't look after my dog. I can't do any of that. That's the rough part. But
Yeah, you'll see him again.
yeah, I mean, I got to go sort of back and forth a little bit this year. Not too often, but for medical things and for the old stuff. But I'm here, and hopefully they'll have a good time.
We're really excited to have you here as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so nice. Like, it's just like, holy fuck, Stan's actually here properly now. It's gonna be, mate. It's gonna be class.
Yeah.
We because we played Man of Medan recently
Yeah.
and played through that, and we're like, we're gonna play through the rest.
You
And
guys-
Stan's gonna be let's fucking go.
Did you guys do that in one stream? Was it? Or
Yeah.
It was a short
You
game.
went real fast through it.
It's
It
real
was a
short.
very surprising.
You guys have Little Hope in the other one, right?
House of Ashes.
House of
Hold on.
Ashes. That's it.
We have little hope in House of Ashes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
No, they're class games. I love I love pick your own adventure type things, and like hell I don't think it worked the same way. I was gonna think because the game they did before was
Like Until
Dawn. I don't
Yeah.
think they have the controller swapping, do they? 'Cause if they do, there's a third one there.
They do have the different.
Characters.
Yeah,
there,
so you could.
Could potentially do
I don't think they have the, this character, it's your turn now
Yeah.
thing. But what you could likely do, because I've already played it, so I'd have to sit out and just spectate because I wouldn't want to spoil it.
The only
But
thing
you would literally just have to be like, Mike is Kaif.
Yeah.
This is this is that. I guess, though, in a way, because I've already played Until Dawn, I can just say to Kaif, maybe don't pick that character because you'll have more game time this time. Because you have a curse of picking
played-
the characters.
Yeah, we played
that
3
only have-
games, and all 3 of the games, I picked a character that either disappears for the largest section of the game, or
Yep.
mainly disappears. It was Nick, who you have no choice, becomes a werewolf no matter what. what was the second game? Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Charlie.
He had a decent amount, didn't he?
I feel like Charlie was there.
Yeah, but like with Charlie, it was like, did you or did you not die? And then it makes you wait for fucking hours.
You were out of it for a long time.
And then the other one, for whatever reason, you could make him leave in the first 20, 30 minutes of the game. And then he returns right at the end for a cutscene.
So no interaction at the end either. Just
Literally
No
none.
interaction.
He comes back and he goes, I'm back, and it's the end of the game. You don't
wild.
get to play him, and so we looked at it afterwards, and if Kaif hadn't chosen the choice to make him leave, he would have played a lot more. And it was apparently like really, like I think somebody said, like the scariest part of that game is that character's time if he didn't leave.
Yeah.
And like apparently it's really like freaky and stuff, but it was just so happened that we somehow chose the choice where he fucked off and
was it like a vague choice? Did you know he was gonna leave?
No.
That's
Like I
why.
knew he was getting on the boat to escape, but I thought like he might come back quicker.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought he was gonna get on the boat. He was gonna get shot or something, and then like they would then bring him back on the ship, and he had like a wound for the rest of it or something like that. But like, nah, he just leaves.
That's so
Have you
weird.
seen anything about that game?
Man of Medan.
Yeah.
No, I think I watched the opening of it and then forgot
So-
to ever go back to it.
Just to quickly give you a roundup of what happened. They're on a boat to do scuba diving. This random other boat comes and gets on and takes them hostage.
Pirates.
Kaif's character goes, I'll sneak out the window and steal their speedboat and go get help. He successfully did some quick time events, and the guy was disappeared and didn't come back until right at the end of the game. This was 30 minutes into it.
He is the key to like the best ending for the game,
Yeah.
because if he escapes and the rest of the gang get like the thing for the boat, I can't remember what it's called. It's a part of the engine that you can't get away with. If they leave, then he gets stuck on the ship and dies when he comes back. But if they don't get it, he comes back and saves them. Because if he does get onto the ship, the US Army come there and dispose of the evidence of what they left there.
It's like this ghost ship that appears and they go on it and there's all this spooky shit that happens. And
Wait, the pirates weren't ghosts?
no,
No.
the pirates actually weren't. The pirates were people who were like, you were all together and for some reason everybody decided to go on this big boat together and shit. It was a really interesting game. It's a shame that Kaif had the section where he just disappeared the whole game, and then when it came to my character, I had every fucking I had so many different pieces of paper to read. Like I'd be roaming around and there's like a piece of paper. I'm like, okay, this is like 5 pages long, and then there's another one, then there's another one, and when I read stuff in games, I like to try to like put on a bit of a voice and stuff for it. I regretted it almost immediately because there was so much to fucking read.
Got a bit too tedious.
Yeah, just a little bit. It was interesting. But when you do play it, I love Until Dawn. I think it's a really good game, and I'm actually quite excited to watch like everybody go through it.
I vaguely remember bits and pieces. The only thing I mainly remember is that I think you had like a section where you had to hold the controller still,
Yeah, I
which
hated that.
which I thought was really cool.
I was terrible at that bit. I think because I played through it with my ex, and every time I got to that point, I would just be shaking constantly, and I'd fail every single one. But whenever she was in control of it, succeed every single one. I was convinced the control was broke, and then she succeeded all of them. I was like, "Fuck! I guess it's just me." It's a good game, but I'm looking forward to going through the other two, Little Hope, and I think it's House of
House
Ashes.
of Ashes, yeah.
Because they're meant to. I think Ashes is meant to be a really good game. But yeah, we're gonna have fucking co-op stuff to do with our fucking setup here and everything.
I have
It's gonna be good.
I have some co-op games that like I've looked at and I saw they were like couch co-op, and I was like, I mean, we could use Parsec,
Yeah,
but
That shit never works.
it's
Parsec
so
is always
tricky.
buggy with the controllers. Steam Remote Play is dog shit.
The quality you always get, unless you're actually the one playing the game, is very grainy.
Like you like Steam Remote Play, you'd be like, oh yeah, 10,000 kilobytes, so really high bit rate, and all of these fancy settings for it, and you're like, that should work. And we definitely have the internet here because we have business internet. And then you do it, and on the other end, they just see pixels.
Yeah, it's really
It's
annoying.
dog shit.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm gonna have to find some of them again, but couch co-op games able to properly do. It's great. It's
Hell
good.
yeah.
It's good.
Do you remember when we played that game? I forgot what it was called. We played it on Parsec. It was us two, Gary, I think Dale.
Crawl?
Yeah. And we just span. The most fun we had in there is when you picked characters. It would say their name. So we would just select them and cancel. And just do it over and over and over again. It was fucking good. And the only thing I can remember of it is Mercan, which is one of the characters.
Mercan.
We just over and over. It was great. We should play that. Apparently that game's really good. But like full couch co-op, not with Parsec. We should just
Probably
sit here and play it.
I think I might have played that game couch co-op with IRL friends years ago.
Yeah.
Remember? Is it like you go through a dungeon and someone's in control of like the monsters? Kind of? Or am I thinking of a different one?
I don't remember.
Then again, if you guys are saying the only thing you can remember is the announcer announcing the characters you select, I don't know.
I think we were 4 different characters going through rooms and fighting stuff, maybe. I think that comes to mind. I think it was like a dungeon crawler.
I do remember a dungeon co-op thing. I just can't remember the name.
I think there was quite a few like that where it was you against one of the other players and you'd combat back and forth, which I think is quite interesting. But yeah, couch co-op is going to be really good we say that, and we've been starting to do it more and more, which is nice. But
and I also brought up a good chunk of board games with me.
Hell yeah!
I recently got the new Binding of Isaac board game. It's a card game, but I had to figure out how that one goes. I also have a Town of Salem card game, which could be interesting. I don't know many of the rules. It's like I got them because they were like, oh, it looks cool. I like it. I know that series. My friends probably won't want to be able to play it.
Well,
but it's like
you're here now, so we can, because I want to set up doing like some board games, because I've got the Darkest Dungeon one in my room. And me and Dale a few years ago bought the Dark Souls one, because you have the Bloodborne one,
I have
right?
the Bloodborne one. Yeah, it's 2 big boxes because I'm like, well, if I'm doing it, I'm gonna get all of the stuff.
Hell yeah! So there's a number of them that we want to do as well, because we still have D&D we wanted to do. Like we've still got Warhammer to paint through and stuff.
It's a lot, I suppose, but I mean, sometimes having a lot of stuff that you already have is never really a bad thing. At least you're not going out of the way buying new things.
No, exactly, and it's fucking awesome that you've got all these board games.
I have a bunch of card games. I thought I had packed them all away, and then I opened like another bag, and I'm like, oh wait, nope, there's another card game. But no, it's stuff that I've been excited to do. I also I did bring up one Lego set with me that I have been waiting to do for years.
Yeah.
It's the one they did for the Mario anniversary. The one that had the Nintendo console on the TV.
Oh, that's cool.
I wanted to do a stream with that, but for constant reasons, I kept having to put it back because, well, I'm not very good with doing IRL ones.
Yeah.
But now I have the opportunity
to
do better.
I mean, you should ask Kate about that as well, because
she did one
really
recently,
into.
Right?
I don't know.
Or did it fall through?
I think she planned to do it, but I don't think she has, because she has the Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. Lego set, and she wanted to do a stream of it here in front of everything, and that'd be fucking class to watch.
Yeah,
like Legos.
I love Lego. I used to Lego used to be one of the biggest things I did collect growing up. My mum is massively into it. She has her own sort of Lego City thing. When Kate described what she sort of had with her Lego City, it's like, oh, it's got one of those.
Ah, that's really cool.
So my mum has been constantly asking me, "Can I build that? Can I build that?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do it for content. I'm gonna do it for content,
this specific one I want.
Yeah. I got this for me. I'm gonna do this."
But
she's been asking me to do it for years, but it's one of the things I procrastinate about. But I used to get tons of Legos. Star Wars was the main one.
Star Wars is cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the big Death Star one?
I had the interior one,
so
it had all the little mini pieces. I remember I did the first half of it in like a week, and then the second half took me like a month.
Did you just procrastinate?
It was partially procrastination. It was also just got quite fiddly.
That makes
sense.
Like
me and my cousin were really into building it, and they were over for Christmas. I got it for Christmas, so he was helping me. then he went home. Maybe it's just because I lost a second pair of hands.
Yeah.
But I used to love Lego, and then I just sort of stopped.
I had these like sheets of metal that you'd like fold and twist into being like a not Deathwing, like an X-wing and stuff.
Yeah, no,
and they were really cool, but they were so fiddly and it was horrible to have to deal with.
Yeah,
so I know what you mean.
This gonna sound stupid, but it's funny, I suppose.
That's the kind of stories we like.
Is it Jango Fett's ship?
Yeah,
And Boba Fett's
Slave
ship?
One, right?
Yeah, I had that, and I got that for a Christmas as well. And I was building it, but it kept sort of breaking as I was doing it. I was stressing myself out so much. I got stomach cramps from it.
No fucking way. Did you actually?
I was getting stressed and anxious about it, and I think it was because one of my biggest things for like anxiety is getting stomach cramps. I think I caused myself anxiety over it and gave myself
Trying to put
stomach
it together.
cramps.
It's like,
And it kept. Yeah, no, like I said, it's stupid and silly, but it's been like a decade, so like whatever.
That's funny, mind you.
Oh god! And my mum was like, "Just stop doing it for now." Just like,
I need
to
finish it.
I need to get it together. It's like,
That's funny, mind you.
It was.
To be fair, I understand somewhat what you mean. Like I used to like with anxiety and stress, my stomach used to always go off.
Yeah.
It was awful, so I know what you mean. I didn't have stomach cramps, but I definitely had a similar feeling. So.
I've had weird ones. Stomach cramps are the main one I got, and then for a while, my body just overheated. It was like really weird. It's like
what the fuck?
I just felt intensely warm, just
fucking vibrating.
It was horrible. And then
those things that track heat.
Yeah.
Like you just go around and you look and there'd just be white hot. Like there'd just be a white patch of stands out there like
it was awful.
constantly shaking.
But the worst one I had was being able to hear my heartbeat in my ears.
Oh,
I hated that.
I've had that.
I hated that one. So lucky that one didn't last too long, and now I'm just back to stomach cramps. But
You've gone through a whole cycle.
I went through a
of different
cycle. It was
things.
so weird. God, I hated school. It caused so much stress.
School is horrible.
Yeah.
It's a rough one.
It takes like hundreds of kids growing up, all about to go through their angsty phase, all desperate to fit in. It's hell.
I kind of wish school was, I wouldn't say longer, but I wish there was like two parts to it. So like you got to 18 and you left and you could go off and then you could like, actually, I think that's just uni. I was going to say you could just go back to it and just carry on studying like as a mandatory, because I think so many people need to kind of like find themselves a bit. And school is not for it.
University is great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I never
Drinking's
went.
fun.
So like, is it mainly the drinking, or was it
like, it's you got a good balance of doing work and just getting absolutely fucking wrecked.
That's fair.
My university experience was mainly being wrecked all the time because
But,
I lived with like three guys that were on my course, and it was just constantly like they're like Tuesday night student night drink, Wednesday night student night drink, and then Thursday you're like I can't do it, and they're like you're right, and they go, oh, but Sin City is 2 double vodka shots for $1.99. Which is
dangerous,
horrendous. So you go there on a Thursday, and then like within the first 30 minutes, you're gone. You spent a tenner and you've drunk more alcohol than you could any other night
in the last month you've had right then. Yeah,
there's a place in Swansea called Sin City, and it's based on the film Sin City. Like it's a 3-story building, has Sin City like painted all over it, and basically if you go there, if you need to piss, you're holding it for the night.
Oh no!
Because what you go through into the toilets and there's puke everywhere.
Oh.
On all 3 floors.
That's how you know it's a good place.
Yeah. But like,
Those
they
poor
would
cleaners.
they would be like, hey, double vodkas, you can have 2 of them, and they'd be like £1.99.
That's mental.
So that's where you went every Thursday.
I'm not surprised. Even just the idea of getting vodka, like even just a lemonade for $1.99 is fucking good. But like for that with double, that's incredible. That's like literally 2. That's the boy. That's the boy.
You'd be gone quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So,
Cheap night out as well.
but like university is great for that because you're on your own, right? I think the biggest part is that you move out of your parents' house.
Yeah.
And you are in control of your own time. And, you know, the lectures are, you know, not mandatory.
You kind of have that like routine of going to school, and then everything else is left up to you. So you have so much room to expand and stuff and like grow
And figure out who the fuck you are.
Yeah,
Without your parents having like set rules for you, like you can't wear this, you can't do this.
You're like, fuck you, mom. I'm gonna go out and I don't know, nothing if I want to.
Yeah, they're like, "What'd you come back from with university? Like, what did you do?" And like, people like, "I learned this." Some like, "I learned this," or like, "I found my partner." I came back fat.
I think that's a common thing, to be honest.
I remember coming back and my brother went, "Fucking hell, gut on you."
He's not here, so I can't ask him about it, but I can tell a story from Glenn's, well, not story, but something that Glenn told me that he used to do from school, from uni, where he would basically finish class, go to this pizza place that was on the way and get like a full pizza, I think like a full kebab and like ice cream, and he'd have that basically like every day.
Yeah,
and I was like, that sounds fucking amazing.
My diet was literally pizza and pints.
I would be far more obese than I am now if I did that.
Yeah, I mean, I when I was younger, I couldn't put on weight. I was like horrendously skinny, like Yosh, and it was actually like a struggle to put on weight. I would go to the gym and be like drinking protein shakes constantly, desperately wanting to put on weight. And who would have known? I just had to eat pizza and drink pints.
Everybody else is like stressing to lose it, and you're like, I can't, no matter what I do. Oh, pizza.
I would like eat so much in school.
Yeah.
You know, cookies, chocolate bars. Then I'd have my meal and it'd be more cookies and chocolate bars. And I'd be like, skinny as fuck, bro. It's the pizzas.
Pizza's the best.
It's like you can, because, you know, we'd be having like pizzas like twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's like, what, 3,000 calories a pizza?
Depending on where you go, definitely.
A full, like, large, was it 14-inch pizza? It's definitely upwards of like getting towards 3,000 calories.
From Domino's, I know an extra large pizza from there is 2,500 calories. And that's because I've been and I used to eat those a lot. And I was like, that was like dinner after everything else during the day. There's no wonder I gained so much weight. But like, you get small pizzas for less than that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but you get like a small pizza, right? And it's still like 1,200 calories.
Actually, it depends where you go. But yeah. Yeah. Like
you get like the Domino's like
stuff.
really, really small ones and they were like 800.
Yeah, they're rough.
And you'd be like, man, I could have like a full-on fucking meal instead of this. And it'd be less.
There's ones in Asda which are like the medium-sized ones, which are like 800 calories. And I was like, fuck me, that's pretty good.
I'm also like,
But
mine would also be stuffed with cheese.
That's the one. That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of food then, what's your favorite food to eat?
I don't know, actually.
No?
I really like chicken. I really like KFC boneless banquet.
Yeah.
I always, right? If I'm like, I got calories to spare, I'll get the KFC mashed potato and their beans. I slam the beans in the mashed potato.
Oh, I fucking love mashed potato and beans. Oh my God, it's the best. I used to, when I was younger, I'd have sausage, beans, and mash, and it was the fucking greatest.
Toad in a hole.
I'd always like make a big hole in the mash and pour the beans in and mix it.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh.
So that's what I do from KFC like all the time.
I'm gonna go do that later. I'm gonna go get mashed potato and fucking beans and cook. Oh fuck! I've not had that in years. I forgot that was a thing.
I guess my favorite food is sushi, but like there's so much sushi in Cardiff that I'm like, it's like normal to me now. I don't care about it as much.
It's not quite as extravagant as it used to be. It
Yeah, because where we used to live, it was like getting sushi.
was really hard.
We just have to drive you and then drive home because you couldn't get it delivered.
No, not at
So
all.
it was like an hour trek to go get it when you're already hungry.
Yeah. At that point, I would have stopped. I would have driven, I don't know, 10 minutes, stopped at a really shitty place, picked up a bunch of random shit, and gone home.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have done that. What
I
about you,
think
Stan? What's your favorite?
Chicken wrap, I think.
Yeah, chicken wraps. Wait, that's your favorite?
Nando's chicken wrap.
Yeah, Nando's is good.
Yeah.
What's sauce?
It's like they're like.
Like heat. What would you
Oh,
get?
I do plain now.
Yeah.
Well, not plain. Sorry, lemon and herb.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's nice.
That's fair. What's that?
My favorite food is just
Spaghetti bolognese.
no, it's a gammon steak.
Really?
I really, really like gammon.
Oh.
To be fair, gammon is banging.
I really.
That's surprising.
some lovely gammon, some nice chips, a good egg or two. Oh, that's a good meal for me. Don't have it often, so like I guess that's why it's one of my favorites. We have to go to a
You live alone now,
restaurant.
Stan. You can have gammon steak every day.
Oh, but it's not the same because I'd have to cook it.
It would be. Well, Stan, that's fine. There are loads of restaurants around you. They'll serve you gammon.
It does taste better when somebody else makes it for you. Actually, sort of.
Depends if you're a good cook or not.
I was gonna say, have you ever had that where you cook food and it tastes incredible because you made it, and it's shit? It's really not good, but it tastes so much better because you made it.
I can make a banging like burger. Like
Yeah.
I can make my own patty.
Nice.
Like I shred apple, squeeze the juices out of it,
oh really?
and then put the apple in the meat
Ooh,
with some
that's
breadcrumbs, and that's fucking nice.
interesting. Hell yeah. It's gammon steak.
Gammon steak, yeah.
Yeah.
Gammon steak.
Delicious.
I think Harley would like you quite a lot for that, because from what I remember, he used to have gammon all the fucking time. He was a big fan of that.
I
He'd
just
probably teach you how to cook it as well.
Does that mean you like a surf and turf?
parts of it.
Okay.
I get, obviously. I try normally now whenever I get like a food at a restaurant, whatever. I just try and eat everything on the plate, even if I'm not the biggest fan. I'm still not the biggest fan of peas, but I just scoop them. We'll eat them. Don't like peas.
I used to call them turtles when I was a kid.
Oh,
I used to, the peas, because they got like the little like edges to them, and they look like turtle shells.
Yeah, they get a bit crumply.
Yeah. I'd call broccoli trees as well.
I don't think
I didn't know that broccolis can bloom. As in into flowers.
Really?
You're eating the buds.
That is bizarre.
Unless I've
no
just
idea.
been lied to, right?
Have we been lied to now?
I think this is the podcast where we find out we've been lied to by a bunch of different things.
Has happened. That would be twice. No.
Yeah?
Friggin',
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
friggin' penis towel.
Yeah, mate. I was so full into it.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
Makes you look a broccoli different, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't see them as trees no more. They've got flowers.
I mean, trees kind of have flowers on them.
No.
Depending on the tree they are.
I remember. I was gonna say I love how when you say, "Oh, he's not here," and you looked at the empty chair. I love that part. It's just like because you wouldn't have seen that on there, but
No.
it's just an empty chair right there. It's very upsetting.
Yeah. I miss little beans. I was thinking about it before, and I was like, as in not Glenn, but like my foods. I was thinking of what my favorite food is, and I think it's pizza. I actually do. I have pizza a lot, but
I do really like pizza. You
it's
got
fucking
it's great. It's like milk, fairly healthy, egg, fairly healthy, and then you got cheese, also fairly healthy, tomato, fairly healthy. Put it together, bad.
yeah, really fucking bad for you. Like, okay.
I suppose the flour is probably not the best part of it as well.
It's
It's
like
just
the-
the grease that comes off it.
Yeah,
so
I
much.
guess yeah. Well, I think all the oil and grease and everything, as you said, is really fucking bad for you. But oh my god, does it taste amazing? The best thing about it is it's so versatile. You can put whatever the fuck you want on it.
Yeah, like pineapple.
It's excellent, huh?
Like pineapple.
Like pineapple. I fucking love pineapple on pizza. Oh my god, it's actually so good.
I had pineapple on pizza for the first time a few months back. It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't get all the fuss. If you don't like it, don't eat it. Shut up.
Stan, you and your girlfriend have pizza, right?
I don't have
And
a
you-
girlfriend.
Okay.
But all right.
You and your imaginary
Your
girlfriend
imaginary
have pizza.
girlfriend have pizza,
You're
right?
making it sound like the night was really depressing.
You and your hand have pizza.
Basically, right? You eat half the pizza. The other half of the pizza, you guys are like, yeah, we'll eat it later. Then your imaginary girlfriend eats all the toppings off the pizza, and then you find a toppingless pizza. What do you do?
Is the cheese still there?
Yeah, the cheese is still there.
I'd be what happened toppings. Okay. I'll eat it, I guess.
You're a good man, Stan.
I mean, it's like I still like plain pizza. You know, it's like you like you said, "Oh, pizza's so versatile." I'll go in my head, cheese, maybe some pepperoni.
Cheese.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Fucking love
Did you
these stats.
recently have toppings stolen from a pizza?
No, it was a Reddit post.
Okay.
Basically, a guy just had a meltdown over his girlfriend eating the toppings.
Oh, is this like am I in the wrong?
Yeah. And then she's like, I'll get us another pizza. And he's like, it's not about the pizza.
What's it about that?
He was
it's about
annoyed
what
he
you
couldn't
did.
have it for lunch the next day.
It was about the message, you know.
About the message.
Yeah, it wasn't about her getting another pizza.
I personally thought she was a bit of a fucking monster to only eat the toppings. Because I don't understand how you can have a perfectly good slice in front of you and not eat the whole thing.
I know it's fine, but like to resist eating the pizza as well.
No, I get that. Would you be more upset if they ate the pizza? Like a whole like you come back
be
and there's
like-
maybe like a slice left.
I'd be like sad that the pizza's gone, but then I'm like, you ate the pizza without telling me. And then, you know, in the thing she'd be like, I'll buy a pizza, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but that's more I don't know. It's weird.
In the situation as well, she offered to buy him another pizza and he said no. How wild is that?
At that point you just want to be upset, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like
He's
I don't
finding an excuse to be upset.
yeah. I don't know.
They definitely broke up.
It's
100%.
it doesn't sound like it would last. But like
Stan knows some knowledge.
zero relationship. I don't piece of pizza.
Yeah.
It's all cheese.
Cheese.
I just think you really like cheese at this point.
Mate, I love cheese.
Yeah.
Absolutely love cheese. One of my favorite food that I have for takeout is
Cheese.
cheesy chips.
Oh
love-
my god. Do you have it with beans?
No,
Oh.
I kind of
Cheesy chips,
Cheesy
and,
chips
beans
and beans are banging.
is oh my god.
I love
Fuck me, I'm hungry.
I love cheesy chips, but like you know, I like you know some mozzarella with the pizza, like some cheddar. Oh, cheddar is very nice. I like halloumi. That's
Halloumi's good.
Can't have it in excess, but it's very nice. I like the
Sometimes it's like really rubbery though.
yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
It
Like
can
you'll be eating it, and you'll chew it, and you'll hear it.
That's exactly it. I was just thinking of the squeak and then you did it. Yep, that's exactly
It's
it.
the one off-putting thing, but it tastes nice.
It is good. It's just if it's done well. Have you ever had brie before?
I think I have, but it's not one of the ones I have a lot of normally.
What about camembert?
I don't have. I feel like I might have, but I can't remember what it looks
Camembert is like a little circle that you put in the oven and it melts and it gets really gooey and then you dip bread into it.
That does.
Fucking amazing. I love it.
What type of cheese is the Baby Bell?
Cheddar, I think, right?
I think it's cheddar.
That's good.
Yeah, I like Baby Bell. I really like taking the wax and like balling it up as I've been eating them.
I don't know why I thought you said you really like to eat it.
Nah,
No, try and eat that.
you make a big bowl, like big red bowl. Of just I don't know why.
When I
It's
was
the fun
younger, I was so lazy, I would just eat the wax as well.
It has to be edible, right?
Did you like the wax?
No, but I still did it anyway. It was the same with Starburst. You know the packaging? I was just
Oh,
like,
no.
fuck that. I just eat the paper as
You
well.
savage.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Bet
just-
you ate oranges with skin and all.
I have not done. Actually, I've tried that, and it's awful. Have you ever bitten into the skin of an orange?
The citrus is too overpowering.
It's really. It's horrible.
The zest is lovely though when you put it on stuff.
I fucking. Oh my god, I love food. That's just the reality at this point. Oh my god,
Food good.
You're on your eat, pray, love vacation.
it's just eat. It's just I'm that woman from earlier. I'm just eating.
I just like eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people eat to live. We live to eat.
My man. So we all watched. There was a video that was by what was it called? Sunny V2.
Yes.
About we spoke like I say yeah we did we spoke about the Mr. Beast stuff last week when it happened about Chris with his transition.
Not
I
a lot
found out-
happened. It just been people being like, "How dare you be trans?"
Yeah,
You know.
it was a really shitty situation, and I since found I've only seen it in one or two places, so I can't confirm completely. But it did say that Chris uses any pronouns, so it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, I did see
So
that.
it was so that's good. So no matter what we call him, it's fine. Within reason. But we watched this video, each of us separately, in prep for this. And it's a really awkward topic because of the idea. I think trans stuff in general, people are really prickly about it from either side. So it's quite. We all believe and buy into the idea of do whatever the fuck you want. Nobody cares as long as you're happy. Like, if you want to transition,
It's such
do
a
it,
shame
go for
that
it.
like life can't be like this, can it? Somebody's doing something that isn't hurting anyone, and the rational people go, "That ain't my business," and that is simply how it should be.
It's their own lives. They should live it however they want, however they best see. To be boxed into what others have an outside view of is just unfair.
I completely agree. And all of us, like Daz is in the office as well, and me and him were chatting about it on the way up. Not into too much depth, but we were talking about it, and he had the exact, I think almost every single person in our group, I would even argue to say every single person in our group thinks exactly the same, where it's just, if you want, do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to transition, go for it. If you don't want to transition, don't. But don't put your fucking nose in other people's business and tell them what they should or shouldn't do. But we watched this video and we did have some thoughts of it. And if you haven't seen it, then definitely have a look. We don't agree with what was said in it because me and Stan kind of earlier was saying that it felt like quite a weird video for somebody to make because it felt quite
It was a bit
negative.
So he puts the premise that crispy and trans is a business decision. Like, he's just constantly like, you transitioning is hurting the brand. Why aren't you thinking of Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast is the victim. Oh, poor Mr. Beast. Now he has to deal with you, the headache, right? To which the
That's
point,
exactly it.
Mr. Beast was like, you're fucking taking the piss. Like, what the fuck is this shit? But that's always been the problem with Sonny, is that his entire channel is literally like, I only care about stats and lines that go up. The moment the line goes down, your channel
Bad.
died.
Yeah.
It's like how this person dropped off. We saw it with a Ninja video where he was just, I don't even think Ninja dropped off.
I don't think you did either.
I think Ninja's peak of popularity is a completely unsustainable figure. So people always see,
100%.
when you see a graph go like this, up and then down, right? People see the down and they're like, your channel's dead. But the peak and the lows are not figures that stick around.
They're not the definition
It's
of
the
it.
median of where your channel is where you are at the moment. So every time, like, when Among Us came out, I think my channel hit 10 million views.
Yeah.
Right? And I'd never done that before. If people saw my views now, they go, your channel has died. But it's like, prior to Among Us, I was getting about 3 million views. Now I average about 4 to 5 million views. So to me, I've gone, oh, things are still going up. To somebody who only looks at graphs, they're like, that died. So that's always been the problem with Sonny. And the worst part is that he doesn't give his opinion. He uses the opinions of other comments on videos and presents them. The idea is that he's saying what he's thinking, but going, it's not me, it's them. These people are saying it. These people are saying being trans is bad. These people saying his marriage broke up because he's trans.
Yeah.
And but the reality is that he thinks that he's just using the guise of other people to be like, I didn't say that.
Because every time he would say these things, there would be a comment on screen that said it. And he
Yeah.
would hyper focus on these that like nobody ever saw. But it was all negative.
It's always negative. And then
It
it's
was
like,
really sad to see, to be honest.
and then, you know, it completely ignores the other people going like, good for you. Happy for you. You know, that's been his whole channel. I think most people like look at Sonny and go, he's just a guy who like latches onto names that aren't doing as popular as they were.
Well, I looked at it and I recognized the art style of the thumbnail because they're very like recognizable. And I was like, I kind of recognize that. And I noticed that I'd watched some of the videos from him like a year ago or so, which was basically just all about drama of different people. And as the video was going, I was like, I kind of recognize this. This is really weird. And as it went on, it was just like he, at some point it basically describes like him transitioning as though he was doing it for clout, like he's doing it to get fame, to do this.
Yeah,
to do
he
that,
said
to do the other.
one of the memorable lines was like, "Oh yeah, Chris is doubling down on being trans."
Yeah,
It's like, you don't double down on being trans. You're just literally being who you are.
You get comfortable instead of masking it. You it's not doubling down. You're just more comfortable and you can express yourself more.
Can you imagine that though? Like you come out as trans and people will be like, "Don't be fucking trans," and then you go,
It's not good for business.
and then you go, "Oh, I guess people don't like me being trans. I won't be myself." And then someone like Sunny V2 going, "Great business decision. Great business decision."
It's
like
insane. Just adding it, like, because I wrote, as I was going through it, I thought so many different things. I was literally writing down notes for each of the different things. And like one of the ones was the bad for business. I was like, that's fucking insane.
what
Somebody's
a weird fucking comment. It's so basically this whole trans issue is basically the modern day gay issue. Right?
Yeah.
So ages ago, it's like it's immoral to be gay. Don't be gay. Gay conversion therapy and all that shit. Right now, it's you can't get away with being homophobic.
But they can't get away with being transphobic.
Currently,
apparently.
they can get away with being transphobic. So this is why I said last time, I was like, this ideology of like you can't be trans will die.
I'm struggling. Was it in the video where they said something along the lines of it was like fill like a quota or like like a box thing? And I'm
So
like, I do want to quickly say I had never watched a Sunny video before, so I thought it was going to be like a like a catching up of like what had gone on, and then as the video went on and the bias towards it being like a business decision started showing, I just felt angry because it was like, how can you see this as a business thing? Like, okay, maybe some people find it awkward. That's whatever. Chris is trying to live their best life.
Yeah, there was one
like,
point
just
like
let them be happy.
it was like at one point it was like you could see how awkward they are on stream. Now, as far as I'm aware, Mr. Beast still on there. They're not really live streamers, so they're already going to be awkward. But it's like, what? Are trans people not allowed to make awkward jokes? It's like they're still human.
If you're trans, you're not allowed to make any bad jokes or make awkward jokes at all. You're not allowed. It's
like
against the law, apparently.
Chris made an awkward joke and he was like, "It's because he's trans." It's like, what?
I mean, we've had tons of jokes that don't land. You know? It's just like,
I mean, you got rapid fire them out.
yeah, it's like
Hey, that's how I do it. 9 times out of 10, they're shit, but that one time, ooh, is good.
and that's what you clip and that's what you remember. But it's like, I don't know. It's just
There was the with this live stream they did, because they did a live stream and they kept picking out. I think it was like a really long stream they did. But for some reason, everybody wants to focus on these 2 instances of them complimenting each other, and instead, like, Chris compliments Mr. Beast about his shirt, and then Mr. Beast looks back, and because Chris is wearing a more feminine shirt, at the time, people think that was the reason, but Chris compliments their shoes instead. And the other bit was Chris held up a picture of an anime girl, like I think it's Urza from Fairy Tail. And it's like, oh, look, they drew you, Mr. Beast. And he was like, he was kind of looking at it like, huh? And that to me makes me think he has no idea who the anime character is. Just doesn't understand it and doesn't particularly know what to say, because maybe he's just not into anime. Because, I don't know, if fucking Glenn sat here and we have a picture of 2B and we're like, oh, look, Glenn, they drew you. He'd kind of be like, huh?
you couldn't even search the character.
He just wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
But they're like, nah, it's because they're pushing it. He's trying to make these. I was just like, fuck me, come on.
It's just like the internet to catastrophically misinterpret like
Social situations.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality is like if someone's trans, it's like let them live their life.
Yeah.
How does somebody, how does like a man transition into a woman affect you in any way?
Nothing. It shouldn't.
It literally
No, not at
doesn't.
all.
Like, because they always go into hypotheticals like, oh, they're trying to like replace women or they're trying to like replace men, but it's like that hasn't happened.
Oh,
Nobody said that.
yeah. I just remembered one other thing is the father figure thing.
Yeah.
Those comments made me mad.
Yeah, I keep seeing people being like, "You stripped a father figure from that child's life," and it's like,
What?
who the do you actually need one? Because I've seen statistics and like people try to throw out people with a male and female father figure do the best, and it's like, well, yeah, because like that's almost 90% of the world.
Yeah.
You have a higher statistical number.
And isn't it more of just having the
person.
It's
there.
literally
the
just
person
having
there,
both parents.
having the compassion of parents?
Yeah.
The gender of it doesn't matter.
if anything, I'd argue that it's probably a better figure to have because they're teaching the child, hey, you can be whatever you want. Like you don't have to be constrained by your gender, your sexuality, this, and this. Because Chris is bisexual as well. You don't have to conform to any of these. Be whoever the fuck you want to be. Like that's how I would take it from that. And I just think that's a way better message than, oh, you've got to be a man. Like fuck me.
There was the along with that lines as well. There was a comment of like you wouldn't be able to bring friends home, or they'd be ridiculed at school, and it's just like, no, you are putting your opinions into this hypothetical. You're the person who would potentially ridicule the kid.
Yeah.
It's like kids don't care.
I don't think people these days
don't.
like, you know what they say, like the kid's gonna get bullied for having a trans parent. It's like, no, that's what would have happened in your generation. But if you see kids these days, they're actually super like accepting of
not all,
not
but,
all, but
a lot.
so like a larger majority are
better.
so much more accepting of different people
Or
than they used to be.
Well, they just don't really care, as I feel like sometimes it should be. They just
They're gonna
don't
just
care what other people
insult them for a myriad of other issues, not their parents.
I mean,
They're just
Yeah.
gonna go, "Ha, you got shit shoes." And that's it.
I
Like,
don't-
people make fun of it for anything.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but did you even know like the parents of your friends at all? Because I didn't. I didn't even know
When
one
I
of them
was-
had only one parent.
Some of them, yes, and I didn't. Like my one mate, so he had both his parents were there, and I don't think they were very good parents, honestly. So, and then he turned 18, got married immediately, and ditched everyone.
I think I know the person you're talking about.
Yeah,
But I like the only parents of children that I knew was when I was in like primary school, because we'd go over their houses and and they'd look after. Like I'd go over my best friend's house at the time, and they'd look after me while I was there, and that's the only time. When I got older, it was a few people.
And-
like I know some of the parents. Yeah, like I know Glenn's ones. I know Dale's one of my best friends. Fucking, I don't think I've ever met his parents. It's just not something you do.
my
anymore.
dad fucked off, and I was fine. If anything, I turned out better because my dad fucked off because he had some questionable stuff he would say.
Yeah.
So that is an instance of where a male father figure would have been detrimental.
Yeah.
I think parents definitely do cause issues for their children when they're younger, but to blame the whole, just everything on the fact that Chris is trans now is ridiculous. Like, Chris is an incredibly successful figure in media, like in YouTube. I probably is an absolute, actually almost definitely millionaire, could supply so much to their kid. Could probably give so much more than the people commenting this to their children.
Probably.
And I think with these people, as Stan sort of touched on, they're basically projecting their own issues onto Chris and going, you're doing this, you're doing that, they're going to get this, they're going to get... It's literally projection. Because one of the quotes that they said as well, which struck me quite hard, is that they were comparing this situation of Chris becoming trans. That Sonny said that we've learned in the past that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability really works as intended and is a distraction from the media or video.
See, that
I'm
tells you all you need to know about Sonny, doesn't it?
That's a maddening comment. Like that.
It's comparing a Marvel TV show to YouTube, which is real people's real fucking lives. Like one's a production with actual characters in it, the other's real people.
Yeah, they go.
To paint the same, it's just insane.
It is interesting as well, especially because the whole, if you put LGBT characters into a show, it's woke. It's like, no, you're just angry that it isn't the default.
Yeah, exactly. But the default for you, and the default should be different. There should be diversity, and have people of all different, shapes, colors, everything should be involved in stuff.
Yeah.
I think having a full cast of a singular type of people is just very boring and really overdone, and you don't learn anything from other people in that case. And and this is about like TV shows, but
It's
really
just
frustrating.
it's just a comparison that wasn't needed at all because it's not a production.
It's not fiction.
It's not fiction. It's not. You're not adding characters. These are people and their lives, and things are going to change, and they're hopefully going to live their lives to the best of how they want to live it. You should not get invested in it. If people, it's just, it's maddening.
Do you think it's people who get, as you said, too invested into the people they watch online?
Yeah, because a lot of creators online, it's all about relatability, right? You relate to
Your
the
audience.
person you watch. So for them, Chris being trans, all of a sudden to them, it's like, I'm not trans, I can't relate anymore. But it's like, it doesn't affect you. Literally, it does not affect you in any way. Why do you give a shit?
It's
For any people who disagree with us now, being like, oh, how can you accept trans people? It's like, they're just living their life.
Yeah.
If you have any other reason as to why they shouldn't, you're a bit of a... Like, they're not doing anything wrong.
It's literally boiling the entire person down because of one personality trait. It's like, I don't know, I'm fucking balding. It's like if you just stripped everything down and ignored absolutely everything else and just went, oh, fucking balding man. It's exactly what you're doing. It's... And to be honest, I don't particularly understand the whole trans stuff in as a personal thing because I've never struggled with it. But I can imagine it's not a choice, or I believe it's not a choice. So you're fucking punishing somebody for something they can't really choose. The only choice they've made is choosing to get help for it because they must have thought this for ages and ages and ages. And to just boil down everything to that is fucking insane. And one of the other bits I wrote down as well is that he described it as a lose-lose situation for Mr. Beast, for the situation he's in now, and said that he's forced to he completely took away any sort of opinion Mr. Beast might have for it, and said that Mr. Beast is forced to agree with Chris as he has no way to manipulate the situation without being painted as the bad guy. And I thought, you're basically saying and you're basically making it as though Mr. Beast does not agree with this, and you're saying he doesn't no matter what. You're not even considering the thought that he might be fine with this and might, be completely fine with his mate.
The easiest way to, look at this is like, replace everything he said about trans with gay. Say if you went, Chris coming out as gay has forced Mr. Beast into a lose-lose situation, you'd be like, that's completely unacceptable. Yeah. So
if you wanted to go so far as to do it, you could replace it with literally fucking anything. You could be like, it's not quite the same, but you could say there was a black creator in it or something. You could literally say that and you go, well, everybody would just go, well, that's racism. And you're like, well, yeah. So why is it okay for people to do this to somebody who was transitioning and not okay for that?
The moral of the story was that
it's not okay, is it?
Not okay.
The moral of that video was like, why couldn't you stay in the closet?
Yeah. And I think that's frustratingly, I think there's a lot of, because Mr. Beast's audience, as we said last week, it's probably gone up since, has like over 140 million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely going to be a minority of that aren't happy with this. And you think 10% of those people, it's 14 million people, they could not be happy with it if they wanted to, which Sonny's obviously a part of this. But it doesn't matter because there's 90% that don't care.
I think overall it's a net positive because one of the biggest creators in the world now, it has, and Chris is like right in the forefront of his videos, now have a trans creator being shown to a massive, massive audience. And I think for like the majority, a lot of people watching it would be like, that's just a trans person. Normal. Yeah. But for a lot of people, it'd be like learning to, we'll just learn something new and be like, holy shit. It's just, this creator I liked is now trans.
It's
no big deal.
It's an unfortunate thing to phrase it like this, but it normalizes it for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And like it shouldn't have to be normalized because people are living their lives. But if it helps people just go, oh yeah, no, fair enough, and just move on.
It is really nice for him, like, to see the channel now, as you said, the biggest one ever. It being trans positive is such a huge thing. And he's even came out on Twitter because there was two posts that he made. One where he ratioed somebody who was against, like saying, spouting this shit. And the other was he basically said like a couple of things, and then at the end basically said, all this transphobia is pissing me off. I'm thinking, well, that's your answer right there. You don't have to say anything else. You know where his stance is. He's fine with his mate. Doesn't care. It's just like, live your life. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, it's maddening. And the idea that anyone can just be angry at somebody for wanting to live their best life is frustrating, because we're all going to die someday, so who gives a fuck?
The idea will always
Whatever
be,
you want.
who gives a fuck? But like, people, when it comes to trans issues, people always go, they're trying to force and trans on kids who can't consent. But now with this Chris thing, we now know that had nothing to do with kids. You just don't like trans people.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that narrative of pushing it on kids comes from, because that makes
Who knows?
no sense to me.
They're always like, oh, there's trans inclusive stuff in schools, like having books that include trans kids. It's like they're trying to force your kids to be like gay, LGBT, but it's like, bro, all of the books you've had in schools up until now were straight people. So if anything, you're just indoctrinating your kids to be straight. It's no
The
difference.
thing with kids is that there's a sect of people who are believing that all this information will make kids believe something that they're not, because they will be growing up with this information, and as children are developing and their minds could jump from one thing to the other, they could believe that there's something that 10 years later they realize they're not,
And unfortunately,
have to do that. But
that shit, right? It's like your sexuality is not a choice. So much in the way that schools are completely full of heterosexual stories and stuff like that. Currently, kids have to grow up thinking they're straight and then later learn, holy shit, I never was.
It's the opposite of what this is.
So they're basically arguing, why can't we keep things to default?
Yeah, it's because as you mentioned with like university, you'd use that time to find yourself.
Yeah.
And I imagine a lot of people find that part of themselves then, because they're more on their own, less forced views and all that such and such. Because from what I understand, I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I am, but I think it's something that is there in you for probably since birth, and you figure it out. You're either happy as how you are, or you're not, and then you're able to try and figure out where to go from there. And I think sometimes having the option to learn about, trans and stuff like that, it can give you that idea of like, am I? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I? Yes. Okay. And you move from there.
Because
I think teaching them...
It's not a
Sorry, you go
choice.
first.
Yeah.
It's literally not a choice.
It's something you have to figure out for yourself. You can't be told that you are or you're not. You just, if it feels right, it feels right. And when you know, I think.
If somebody can say, right, oh, you're making our kids gay, then they're saying that your sexuality isn't a choice, which means they can prove that by being gay. Prove it to me.
I think with the issue with children is that I think there very well might be a very small percentage of them that might believe that they are when they're not. And that, okay, percentages happen. But then if you want to completely judge everything based on that very small percentage, then you're doing more harm than you're doing good.
Again,
because what about that huge percentage of them that
they'll grow
actually
up.
are?
They'll grow up and be like, I'm straight.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if that's their problem, then they need to address the bigger issue of kids growing up thinking they're straight when they're not actually not.
There is that with that, because I think they are supplying medication and stuff for like to halt puberty to kids who are believing that they're trans, who think that they are.
And on the flip side of that, if you do nothing, the kid grows up with
it's
their
exactly
testosterone,
that.
wishing that they had never had it.
It's like you could halt say there's children who believe they are, but they're not. They have halted their puberty so they wouldn't grow normally. But then if you want to halt all of that, as Kaif just said, there's many other children that believe they are trans and want to halt that procedure, and all you're doing is delaying it till after they've developed and have become broad and all that, and then going through quite a, I'd imagine, a traumatic experience of having to see your whole body change. Maybe it wasn't. I guess the trauma would be them growing up to be masculine when they're not, or
Yeah.
like,
You know how they
anyway.
say like you're blocking a kid's puberty, right? And it's like, yeah, but if you ban the ability to do that, you are forcing the kid to go
Yeah.
through the. Let's say if like the kid is completely adamant, you just force them to go through their entire
No, exactly.
teenage years not being who they want to be.
And then when they're 20 years old, they'll go, okay, I want to transition because I'm trans. And they'll have to then go through that really laborious procedure. When, I guess if there is ones who aren't it but thought they were and they stopped it, then later on you could just give them testosterone and shift that. It suck, but...
So the percentages of people who detransition is it's like 8%. I can't remember where these stats are from, but it was like 8% of trans people detransition, but just 5% of that 8% were because they thought it was not actually what they wanted to be. So that's a 0.0% of trans people who actually detransition because they thought they weren't
It's mad, isn't it?
that gender.
It's the same thing as everything, where people are judging the whole issue on small numbers.
Yeah.
It's like with gun control. It kills so many fucking people. They should 100% do something about it and ban it. Put out tighter restrictions. People are like, oh no, this is the problem. This small percentage. It's not this huge. All your actual information is this small stuff. Then
Well, that's a good point, right? If you try to say anything about guns, I think you should make it harder for people who
100%.
shouldn't have guns.
1,000%.
So they go, how dare you infringe upon my freedom and my liberties?
Yeah.
But then they'll like demand that trans people and any information about trans or LGBT get banned from schools.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to give people HRT. It's like, well, that's infringing on their freedom and liberties, isn't it?
It's mental,
So
isn't
so can't take your guns, but you will stop someone from living their best life and choosing to have their body how they want it.
Well, it's the
A
same
gun has
country.
more rights than someone who's LGBT. Like,
Well, it's the same thing as abortions, isn't it?
yeah, true.
They're like, we're arguing against people who can't, who
It's
refuse
okay, America.
to-
I don't want you to lose your guns. You already have like fucking 10 times the population in guns.
Mate,
but
You'll meet them in the mall and they'll shoot you for bumping into them.
as that prankster found out.
It's just, it's
I'm
just
just saying,
wild.
perhaps mentally ill people shouldn't be able to get a gun at easy.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Whoa, that's a can't believe. On a very lighter note,
Don't want to take your guns away from me. Just want to make that super clear. Don't shoot me.
on a much lighter note, there was a tweet that Asmongold put out about this video, and I linked it earlier to Kaif, where he was saying about this video and saying how it's really stupid, basically. And I guess who showed up in the comments of it all? Sneako. Do you remember when there was talk about Sneako and what happened with him?
Didn't they hash it out?
Yeah, but Sneako saw this and went, "Oh, when it's about trans issues, everybody comes out the woodwork to defend it. But when it's Sneako, nobody cares." and Asmund went, "Huh?" He basically was like, "Huh?"
I can read it out for you because
Yes.
it's such an incredible put down.
It's really funny.
I burst out laughing at how great this is. He goes, when it's Sneako, everybody farms clout digging into my past. When it's trans, you cry. So Asmongold says, when Chris pulls out a gun and threatens you because of this tweet, let me know. And he said, great example of how wokeness is the constant need to be the victim. And then Asmongold said, wouldn't that mean that you're woke, considering that you came into my tweet about another person and made yourself the victim?
Why would he?
It's mental, isn't it?
People just need to think more. Come on.
I know, but they just it's that thing of I see someone I don't like, react, instead of I see someone I don't like, maybe I'll have a think about it before I react first. And obviously Sneako is just a fucking
I have no idea how
stupid cock.
Sneako made it about himself.
I don't. It was so far removed as well. It's just, why? mean, like I know I sometimes don't think, but like I'm not gonna do something like that.
He's a great fucking punching bag.
He is daft. It's so funny. And we've spoken about a whole range of topics today. It's been fucking good. I've liked this.
Actually, I did see you, right? Jacksepticeye reacted to the situation with Chris as well, with the Sunny thing, and he was like, this is so like it's garbage video, and a guy was like, oh my god, you're like pro LGBT, unfollowed, and it's like, have you not watched Jacksepticeye for the last 10 years? That guy is very, very full frontal with his support for LGBT. That is not a viewer. That's not a viewer.
It's a follow you wouldn't want anyway.
Exactly.
Well, that's
Jesus
it.
Christ.
It's the same as with us when we get people who come in, like even with the last video I did with the whole Andrew Tate stuff. We literally clickbaited it on purpose because we were like, we're going to talk about this. It's fucking. And the amount of people that are like, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. We're like, okay, we don't want you. Like, fuck off. That's a bad viewer to have.
I guess it's a good way to.
A lot of people were
thin the
surprised. They were
chat or
like, so many lefty beliefs in you. It's like, we're British. You realize that our right is your left. Like, you know what I mean?
That's good. Yeah. It's oh god. It's the stupidest thing people can do with following and stuff is go into the person's media, their Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and be like, I don't like this, unfollow. It's like, who cares? All right,
To be fair, on a podcast as well, right? If you come in, you're complaining about views. It's a podcast. What did you think you were gonna see? Like, how dare you talk about topics?
I read some of the comments.
That's
but
funny,
I-
man.
They were really
They
funny.
I
were
imagine
funny.
They were fucking
I
hilarious.
imagine I didn't get to see all of them because
Yeah.
of how extreme some were.
All I
But
discovered,
it was insane.
that Andrew Tate fans have no banter.
They don't, mate. There was one comment that I was talking to Ebbs, and one called her a bitter feminist, a bitter lonely feminist,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh well, Ebbs is in.
She's
a
so
happy
lonely in our relationship.
Yeah, being in a really happy relationship for years, lonely apparently. And they said that me and Kaifa incel neckbeard soy boys, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I'm quite confused how they
that
all
one-
go together,
That
but
one
you
seems
know,
like projecting, because to be an Andrew Tate fan, you do have to be an incel neckbeard.
yeah, pretty
Sorry,
much.
bros. But
There's just so many buzzwords.
the soy boy thing is like it's like an emasculated man, right, or something like that.
Basically, yeah.
And I'm like, why would I want to be masculine? There's dumb.
Mate, I fucking paint. Well, I haven't today, but I paint my nails. I fucking enjoy
Oh, watch out, Sam's
moisturising,
transitioning, boys.
doing that. Dude, when I was watching that fucking video and they were talking about painting the nails, I was like, I fucking do that. It doesn't mean I'm trying. What the fuck? This is, huh? People do it all the time. Like, it's fashion. Like, fuck off. What the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't believe it. It was so dumb. But I
was
just-
a stupid video.
I don't know. It's all these people who think that it hot shit and smart, and they're just fucking rejects. Honestly,
I will say if being masculine is being like Andrew Tate, then I don't want it.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
He is the epitome of toxic masculinity, and is just, unfortunately, I think it's one of the worst things you can teach people is that whole be a man thing. You know, don't feel your feelings, don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other, because why not? Like, if I feel like shit, I want to be able to talk about it and like chat about it with my
People
mates.
like rally behind him because like, oh, he does some bad things and he says some bad things, but he spreads like some good messages, and it's like, right, this is how they get you. So they will go, men are lonely and we're suffering, and you can go, true, there's a lot of men who are lonely and suffering, and then they go, therefore women should be just banned from everything. And then you go, and they go, well, he said two good things, so I'm on board, this guy speaks to me.
Hang
And
on
it's
a
like,
minute.
these people have to say some good things in order to slowly ease you into the wild comments they're about to make.
It's basically indoctrinating people into a cult.
Yeah.
It's propping you up, making you believe things so that you'll be against other people. It's a very commonly used thing in politics, and it is in politics now, where they will find something for people to hate, so everybody focuses on that and unites you all.
So basically, immigration.
Exactly. It's exactly that. It's if we hate them, we are as a unit all together. They're the problem, not us. Look at this. Don't look at me. Look at that. And they'll pin all the issues on them. They'll make them the scapegoat, and it just gets fucking shit. It's instead of looking at the people doing awful things, it's hey, look at this instead.
It's a shame because, by the sounds of it, it's a lot of people a lot of men that are lonely. And
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Sad, and that they're then taken advantage of and taking these views, and then they become, well, probably worse off.
If anything, we should feel bad for them and just kind of pity them because they're lonely people who probably need a hug. And if they got a hug from either their parents or somebody else, maybe they wouldn't be quite an awful person. But no, apparently hugging people and feeling your feelings is a bad thing. So
There's a better way to deal with being lonely than how that is done.
yeah, jack off to somebody that's not Andrew Tate. That'd be a good idea. Yeah. Anyway.
Little tangent.
Yeah, it's funny. The comments from the last week, I think we all got a kick out of that. It was fun.
Wild.
Yeah, like, there's been times where like comments really bother me, I'm like, usually it's like, I didn't say that. Or like I say something and then they go, well, you said this, you basically said that. Those are the ones that like really annoy me. But the Andrew Tate ones, they got like no banter. They try to insult you and it's like, that's weak.
We have said worse to each other than we have those people said it to us.
They just throw buzzwords at you and expect it to
they love saying
meaningful.
woke, lefty, soy boy. And like they probably don't even know what woke means. So
It just, I don't know, it just loses its meaning of being like an insult. Like how at least how I feel being called a virgin is just a non-insult. Really, I mean, I am, but like I don't care. It's like
one of
whatever.
our politicians in the UK said that the tax is high because of wokeness. Like they have no fucking clue what wokeness means.
It's literally buzzwords. It's fucking stupid.
It's dumb.
I'm
sick of seeing the word woke.
It's the same with like gaslighting, like the term anyway. Is that
got super popular. That was a great YouTube fucking buzzword.
Oh, of course it was. Nobody fucking understands. Nobody understood what it was. Probably a lot of people still don't understand what it is, but they love to throw it around because it's a buzzword. Same with like manipulation, same with this, same with, and you look back and there's so many words people use. Straw man was a huge one.
I mean,
that's a straw man argument. You don't understand what that is.
Josh does love a good straw man.
Straw man is when you bring up something that's not relevant and throw more at that, right? Kind of.
I can't remember the actual definition. It's taking someone's argument and presenting it against a weaker argument to weaken their original argument.
But I think
if you win this argument here, it means you win this other argument. So I'm going to compare this to this and build this up. Look, I've won this argument. That means I've won this one.
Yeah. It's like, because you mentioned gaslighting, and gaslighting is pretty much just making someone believe something happened that didn't happen.
It's a really sinister over time thing where it makes them question their own sanity.
It's like in relationships where the guy will do horrible stuff but convince her that the horrible stuff happened because of her.
Yeah, it's to make you think that something happened when it didn't.
Have you ever had it where you'll say something or you'll have a conversation with somebody and then you'll find out from that, or they'll come to you later and say you said certain things that you didn't, and you sit there and you're like, wait, am I going crazy? I'm convinced.
No, I've done that. I also fairly certain I self gaslight a lot. Like
probably.
It's like, wait, did I say that? Did I do that? It's like
it's a thing where it makes you feel like you're going crazy because a lot of the stuff you think you believe is not actually true.
I remember. Do you remember that evil session where we said no more poisoning when people are dead, and then there was a phantom poisoner, and I was like, I couldn't. It couldn't have been me. I didn't do it. I was streaming the whole time. I was standing here. What did I do it? I could have done it. No, it wasn't me. And I think I gaslighted myself.
It's more somebody else will do it to you. It's it's manipulation. Yeah. So they will be like, like you did this, or like you didn't do this, therefore you're the problem. When the reality is that they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I had a good grasp on the term, but
I'll give you the definition of straw man now because I don't think I explained it very well.
No worries.
Oh yeah, okay. Intentionally misrepresenting someone's position. There you go. So, kind of like what I said, Josh does it a lot. He takes your argument, then he finds something that isn't related, but is easier to attack. And therefore, because he was able to attack that, your original argument that had nothing to do with it is attackable.
I guess it's kind of like you were wrong about this, so you must be wrong about this.
It's not even asked. He goes like, oh, if you think that, then you must also think that this. And it'll be like something absurd.
Yeah, it's a really... The whole situation with like gaslighting is a very, very manipulative, very... Like the actual gaslighting is
It's
an
not
awful
really.
thing
It's not an Amogus.
No, not at all.
No.
It's a very real,
we,
dangerous thing to do. But yeah, it's just a very popular term. Same with woke, same with everything, where it's people love using these terms because they're popular and
easy to use.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know, the amount of times somebody's said to me, like I've said a word, not like this, but I've said one, and they're like, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna be honest, I think I know what it means, but I'm not 100% sure." And then I'll go look her up, and I'm like, "Oh wait, maybe that's not it." It's a similar thing where the amount of people that think they know what these things are, when they actually experience it or see the actual, effects of these things, they probably wouldn't use them. With all of us, we're just like, haha, gaslight, among us. But yeah. I made you believe that my little bean was in a different room than it actually was.
I mean, with the back rooms thing,
Yeah.
that wasn't malicious, but was that gaslighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
gaslighting the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But like it's not like serious,
It sounds like that gaslighting, at least before it became
It's
a bit more
to
popular, sounded a lot more malicious.
Gaslighting is to describe abusive manipulation. Specifically, one of the biggest examples is in relationships.
Yeah.
So
It's a serious thing now.
we're making light of the word gaslighting by being like, gaslit you and among us,
It just sounds...
But like, like wokeness and stuff, they see like LGBT people in shows and they go, that's woke. But like...
No, that's diverse.
Yeah. Woke is... I mean, the definition says it's just being aware of social injustice. That's literally it.
That's not a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why, like, you see injustice. Cool. Like, everyone's aware. Like, what the fuck? That isn't a bad thing. That's really weird to be called out for it to be a bad thing.
I just don't get it.
It's weird.
Just let people be people.
Boys, they've gone our heads. We've been sat here discussing wokeness and everything for the past 20 minutes. Holy shit. They did it.
The gaslights.
Oh, fuck. All right, with that, we're done. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
I feel sorry for you if you disagree.
Oh, this has been our podcast with Stan. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.